It's 6 in the morning, but our spirits are soaring. We all rise for our morning devotion.
Hello and welcome to Tuning Fork, a time where we can digest morning devotion and get in tune with God's vibration.
Yay. Welcome back to Tuning Fork. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're listening. We have two amazing older sisters here with us, Satomi and Jennifer Pierce. And yeah, I'll just get straight into it and have them introduce themselves. Satomi?
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Hello. Nice to meet you guys. My name is Satomi Kikuchi. I am 26 years old from Los Angeles, California. I went to California State University, Los Angeles. I graduated a couple years ago, so I'm very old, with an option of rehabilitation and therapeutic exercise. And right now, I am currently the Subregion 5 YAYAM coordinator and working for the church. Nice to meet you.
Hi everyone, my name is Jennifer Pierce. I'm 26, also from Los Angeles. I went to Loyola Marymount University with a major in screenwriting, and now I go to Unification Theological Seminary for my master's with my major in religious studies. And I am currently the Secretary General of Subregion 5.
Nice. Yeah, I'm really glad that both of you guys are here. Like I've always just like known of you guys, and when I went to LA for school, like there were like pockets of moments where like I would talk to you guys and we would like discuss, but it would always be like you guys listening to me rather than like me hearing your guys' story. So yeah. So maybe do you guys want to share a little bit about the ministry that you guys work in and what drew you into that specific ministry?
Yeah, of course. So again, I'm the Subregion 5 YAYAM coordinator. YAYAM stands for Youth and Young Adults. So I get to work with all the young people of our region, which is the best job ever. Youth ministry. Why? Yeah, why? This is a good question, actually. It kind of made me think, like, yeah, why am I so passionate about youth ministry? It's always been my passion. I feel like it always will be. Contributing to this aspect of our faith community, just something very, very dear to my heart. And something that I hope I could always be involved in, no matter how old I get. There's a lot of reasons why I think I'm drawn to it. It's the most fun. I love camps and workshops. It's the most rewarding job. I think also just being the oldest sister position in my own personal family. Growing up, I think it's just where I feel the most happy, the most fulfilled, the most comfortable, you could say. And I think there's just something so special about like seeing your younger brothers and sisters, like learn and grow, into these amazing individuals. Like I think the best feeling, like when someone who you led, in like a team for like a summer camp or something, is now like your core team, is on your core staff, and like doing, the same things as you, and you can rely on them as your peer kind of thing. That's an awesome feeling. And so, yeah, I think all those things kind of draw me into youth ministry, and it outweighs all my, fears of this, like public speaking, my self consciousness, like doubts about my leadership skills, things like that. Just, yeah, being in front of people in general, that used to scare me so much, but I'm able to like overcome those. Um, even though it's still there, but I think, yeah, those things would never prevent me from doing youth ministry because it's so important to me. But yeah, I guess hope that answers the
Beautiful.
question.
Yeah. I feel like you've like when I was in LA, like you really were like such a natural mother figure to like all the younger brothers and sisters there. Like the role fits you so well, and like it's just so natural for you. Yeah.
Thank you, Julia.
What about you, Jennifer?
Yeah, I I also agree. Satomi is the best at what she does. But I am the Secretary General for Subregion 5. It's been a long week. Yeah, Reverend Larry Krishnek used to be the not the Secretary General, the Subregional Director for Subregion 5. And he used to have this joke when Reverend Tengen was his Secretary General that Reverend Tengen was more general than secretary. And I'm actually more secretary than general. So most of what I do is a lot of communications in that area. So I kind of coordinate between these different leaders of all of the ministries and communities in our subregion. We have, I don't actually know the count of states. I think it's like 9 or something in our subregion. Sorry, I'm like, it's like 5 states in District 13, 3 in 12, and 3 in 14. So yeah, that's however many that is. Sorry. But yeah, that's okay. So I work directly under Reverend Kevin Thompson, who is currently our sub-regional director. And how did I get here is so funny. I don't know. It's kind of long-winded. I still work actually for National CARP, Collegiate Association for the Research of Principles, as the communications coordinator on a part-time basis. And I've been doing that since 2017, and in 2019, I felt like, because I was doing that part-time, I had like this gap in what I could be doing. So at that time, Subregion 5 was looking for another YAM coordinator. So I offered for that position. And then in half a year, Reverend Larry Krishnek wanted me to step into the Secretary General role instead, because Reverend Tengen needed to focus on his district in Southern California. So I kind of ended up there. Don't know how that happened, but that's what happened. I don't know if it's like a passion thing, but I really, my passion is to serve true parents. And so like I just made myself available. I think that's really what happened. And so when they asked me to do these things, with a lot of prayer and thought, of course, but just that I really wanted to offer something. And in this way, I can connect with a lot of brothers and sisters in our subregion and aunts and uncles. And it's so great to like be able to serve them and help them and connect them. And, the job can be frustrating, but it's also kind of like, I can see it on like a bigger scale. So it kind of gives me this like balanced perspective. I think when we're all working in our local areas, it's hard to see where all of it's going, but I get to see all the reports and that's really exciting. Yeah, and I don't think I'm like particularly like talented, but I just like being willing to do the work is like really what helps me get through some of the more challenging weeks or months. And I also get to do cool things. Like I went to the World Summit last year, so I got to go to Korea and like help out as staff, and that was really exciting. See VIPs from around the world and see Mother, and so it has a lot of exciting opportunities.
Yeah. You also went to Kodiak, right?
I did. Yeah, we did like a staff retreat thingy with the district pastors.
Retreat?
Yeah, with the district pastors. That was still when Uncle Larry was our sub-regional director, and he was like, I really want to take you guys. And that was my first time, and it was really exciting. I caught this king salmon who was very resistant, but it was fun.
Nice. Yeah, did you guys ever imagine yourself like taking on this role?
No.
Never.
What?
Yeah.
Never.
I got the award for, what is it, most shy in 5th grade. So
wow.
No.
Me too. I forgot what grade. I got a couple of those, I think. The most quiet or something.
Yeah, like most quiet, most shy.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah, it's crazy how like if you think about who you were like 5 or even like a year ago, there's like a huge difference. And even for me, like when I think about like who I was a year ago, it's like I'm like completely shocked of like, wow, I wouldn't have even imagined be who I am now, or like I would be doing what I'm doing now.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, like it kind of goes back to what Jennifer was saying about like willingness. It's not. Yeah, I think I'm all willingness. Like I have no skill at all. It's all just this humble heart of I'm available. I'm not the best, but at least I'm willing to be here, and I'm willing to make mistakes and even make a fool of myself at times, as long as I can help someone.
Yeah. I was actually listening to a different podcast. I don't know if you guys know Brene Brown. She's like pretty popular, but she has a podcast called Daring to Lead. And she talks about how, like, in order to be whatever great leader is, like, you have to be courageous and vulnerable and be that person to, like, make mistakes and be humble, basically. Yeah, like what you were describing, Satomi. And yeah, I think that's completely true.
Yeah.
Going into like morning devotion, because might be a jump of a topic, but I'm curious to know like whether like how has morning devotion like impacted the way that whether it's impacted like your willingness, has it inspired you to be more motivated, or help you realize like what it means to have like a true heart of service, for the bigger picture. Yeah, do you guys want to share a little bit about that?
Yeah, I can share. I think early on in morning devotion, I think Dr. Young was talking something about doing things with like a heart of like gratitude and love and joy, as opposed to like obligation and condition. And I think that, because I mean, yeah, I'm willing, but also sometimes things can be like pretty conditional. So I feel like just being like, oh, what are things that, like, even my job, my life, this ministry, how can I make that like actual like joyful offerings to Heavenly Parent in like a sustainable way for myself? And I think that's kind of like been the biggest change for me since starting morning devotion. Rethink, not like nothing like externally necessarily has changed, just like rethinking about like, why do I do things? And is how can I really offer more fully instead of just like mechanically, that's something that came up for me.
Yeah, like, because sometimes I can totally resonate with like being on autopilot, like kind of just doing it because maybe your body's like used to doing the things that you're doing, like planning, and I mean there's so much more behind what you guys do, but yeah, it's easy to get into that kind of mindset.
Yeah.
What about you, Satomi?
Yeah, for sure. I think one of the most important points or things we have to remember as a youth leader or a leader in anything is to really take care of yourself before you take care of other people. And I think like we're Julia and Jennifer too. You guys both done youth ministry and taking care of young adults and things like that. But I think it could be a position where you're just constantly like giving and giving and giving and you're trying to find more energy to give more, and then maybe like resting just like a little bit and then just like more and more and more and more kind of thing. You know, which anyways, yeah. And just like you just need to kind of find yourself, kind of like a space and time to recharge and like a way to refuel yourself. Because if I want my kids to be growing their heart of Chojang and growing their hearts closer to God and true parents, and I'm not able to do that, then there's a disconnect, and I'm gonna eventually start feeling like guilty or unworthy or like something's not right. And and it's hard to be a leader when you're in that kind of position, and also because people are spiritual beings. I think the people that you're interacting with, they can definitely feel that too. So yeah, I think it's really important for for myself that I'm constantly feeling like yeah, inspired and energized and like having new realizations and kind of having my heart like stretched out and like feeling challenged even and that's the ideal, but realistically it's really difficult to do that. At least it was for me. And to be real, I definitely felt myself kind of in this like, kind of static, kind of like fixed, comfortable place, I think, where I wasn't really growing and challenging myself in my life of faith and my life of like prayer and things like that. And so I'm really grateful for morning devotion. Actually, I think it's truly a blessing because it's given me kind of like a space and almost like a reason to do that. Like I was forced. I mean, I might have been like forced into it at first, but it's so much easier in a way, like when you are doing it with like a whole family of people who are also inspired, and you're sharing your realization, inspirations, and things like that, and you have someone like Dr. Young, yelling at you and kind of like shaking you up every single day. It's hard not to be moved by that. So yeah, I think it came at such a perfect timing in my life, and um, it's I'm really grateful for it.
Mm.
Wow. Yeah, I'm really glad you bring that up, like being able to take care of yourself. I saw this one really short video, but basically it was like three cups stacked like in a line, and this lady was pouring like a kettle of water into each of the cups, right? And so the kettle is supposed to represent yourself, and so like you're distributing your resources, your efforts into these different people, right? But like when you look at your own like the kettle, like the water starts to decrease, right? So then she's like, okay, rather than distributing your energy that way, she stacked the cups, so it's kind of like when you like stack cups up, it's kind of like a pyramid. So she stacked them all up, and the first cup is actually yours. It's like represents you, and then she starts pouring the water, and so it kind of works as a fountain where once the cup
Once
is
that one's
full,
filled.
then it'll pour into the other people. Yeah,
Oh, I
so
love that. I like that
It's cute.
example. Yeah.
yeah, it's like a visual representation of like when you take care of yourself, like you could it's you don't run into like a burnout or
Right.
which can happen
Oh yeah.
a lot.
That's
Yeah.
huge in youth ministry.
What do you guys do when you guys run into like a burnout?
I think I didn't know for a long time, and I
Right.
experienced burnout so many times.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I think it's I think I used to have like that, just push through like the really struggling things, but I think like things that help me is just to like go outside. I try to take walks. It's supposed to be daily. It's not actually daily, but just to like not to be outside, especially in like since we've been in quarantine for so long, just to like be in something that I'm not looking at a screen. So if like someone's like, oh, I want to make a quick like Target run or whatever, I'll usually go with them because then it like forces me to get away from the screen. I find that helps me. And like seeing other people, having dinner with my family, like making that time. Like sometimes there's meetings through that time, so no choice. But like when I can, joining dinner with my family is really important to me. And having that helps buffer a lot of things, I think. Also getting good amounts of sleep.
Yes. Sleep is so important. Yeah.
For sure.
Talking about sleep, was it hard for you guys to like wake up and like tune into morning devotion in the beginning?
Oh my gosh.
Like how did you guys get over the fact that it's like your physical body kind of has to get over this or has to get used to this new habit?
Right.
It's really easy if you don't get up, if you know that if you don't get up, morning devotion won't happen. It happens really fast if you know that everyone is counting on you, and that you will get up no matter what, no matter how tired.
That's funny.
Yeah, Jennifer has a bigger burden on her end.
Yeah, because we do West Coast morning devotion, so we're hosting the Zoom meeting, and I get up at 5 just to make sure that I'm awake.
And she messages me 5:06. I don't know why 5:06. So it's 5:06 every morning. And then
Wow.
we say Ohayo to each other. And then
Wow.
like good morning. And then if I don't respond back to her, she knows that I'm still sleeping. So she gives me a call.
Mm,
So it's kind of like a
wow.
system we've made. It really helps to have an accountability partner, I think, is what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say. Really, really helps.
Mm.
If I was by myself,
Do,
impossible.
do you guys do anything in preparation until like the Zoom link is open at 6? Like in order, like your own morning habits
Hmm.
personally?
Um, I'm sorry to say that there's not much in the way of spiritual. We actually opened the meeting at 5:35.
Oh, I see.
So there's like a little bit of a waiting time with music.
Yeah. I actually
Uh,
never attended a
oh,
like
it's
physical.
okay.
Yeah, so that's probably why I didn't know. But
Oh, really? I
nice.
thought I've seen you. Oh, no,
I've
no.
only no, I've only listened to the recordings. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Julia, come on. You gotta join us.
I mean, I used to listen to the recordings.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, it's like, yeah, so there's like a music, that time period is nice to be reflective because there's like holy
Mm.
music playing and stuff. Before that, I just make sure that I have like all the backup links. So like Satomi does all of the tech link, like screen sharing. And so, but I put it on backup in case her like internet cuts out or something, and then I can just jump in.
Which
It's
has happened.
happened.
But yeah, I think I think just to share, I think at first when I was doing this, like I was so nervous because it's a tech stuff. I couldn't even focus on like the content. I was so like worried about, oh, is everything gonna be okay? Do I have all the links ready? So like even that like 30 minutes before it started, like I couldn't even like do anything else. I was just like stuck sitting in front of my computer in case like the music stopped or whatever. But we've done it for a while now. Forgot we counted the days the other day. I forget how many days. For West Coast. But yeah, like now I kind of try to use that time just to kind of like recenter myself. Um, Reverend Thompson, he always asks someone to pray, to start off with. So I, I kind of like prepare a prayer in case I get called on or um, because we do tech, we don't join the what's up the breakout rooms. So
Mm.
I try to use that time to just think about a few gratitude points. Um, yeah, so just kind of
Mm.
do that practice on my own as a good habit.
Yeah.
But yeah, on my busy mornings, I'm like brushing my hair,
Yeah.
brushing my
Yeah.
teeth behind the camera.
I'm glad I'm like hearing all like the behind the scenes because like it's something you would have never imagined like what would be happening in preparation for, the morning devotion. Um, which is great. It's like a sneak peek. Yeah.
I have to make a confession that I've overslept and missed one morning devotion. This happened like
It's
a few weeks
okay.
ago, I think.
It was fine. It was honestly one of those like if you oversleep that much that you didn't hear your phone, it's like your body's telling you
Yeah,
you need sleep. You know what I mean? So I was just
Mm,
like, yeah, I'm not even gonna wake her up. I'll just make sure she's okay later.
mm.
I wake up to Jennifer's texts and phone calls, and it was
Her
like 10
brother
a.m.
actually
Yeah,
woke
yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, is she okay?
My
Is she
brother texted.
breathing?
Is she fine? And he's like, yeah,
Yeah.
she probably just slept. And I was like,
Yeah.
just check, please.
I
Yeah.
had no. I woke up and I was like, oh my god, what did I do? I
Yeah.
didn't even. Yeah. Anyways, so that happens.
Probably, yeah, it was probably your body telling you you needed the rest, which is
Yeah,
good.
No,
yeah.
no.
So it was fine.
Yeah.
I don't have enough yojang.
Do you guys have like any tips or like advice for, younger brothers and sisters who want to, have this urge to want to slowly become a leader in their community? Like any words of advice or words of encouragement? Yeah.
Yeah, I always say if I could do it, honestly, anyone can do it. And I really, really mean that. I'm not, trying to sound humble or anything like that, but I 100% from the bottom of my heart believe that if I can do it, anyone can do it. Because yeah, I was always the most shyest. I don't even know why I'm in this position. Like because I hated public speaking and all those things, and even now, like I there's so many skills I wish I had, and I'm always um, looking to Jennifer and Julia and our dear sister Jerlyn and Gabby and all these wonderful leaders that we have in our community that with like so much like envy, like, oh, I wish I could speak as well as her, things like that. But over time, I'm fortunate I was able to realize that, yeah, like God isn't looking for my abilities or my skills, but my willingness. So that gives me a lot of confidence. So know that, first of all, and just start with something that you are interested in, and you would feel like you want to do. So I don't know what kind of what kind of content we're talking about, but like yeah, if you want to start by doing like activities, you love activities and you want to help by running activities for a youth group, like after you could do that, and you could just help run one game, per workshop, and that's something small that you could start off with, but something that's fun for you. So I think, yeah, it should be something that you really enjoy. If it's something that you want to continue, and that's going to give you motivation to push through all the other difficulties and challenges that you might face. So.
Yeah, second her uh her sharing. I think, yeah, definitely, like, I know maybe for some people, because they see me on these national screens or whatever, they think I have it all together and I was just like that. Actually, that's not true. The first ever public speech I ever gave in 7th grade, because we had to, because it was an assignment, I was shaking so hard. I was like, my knees are like literally knocking together.
Oh my God.
I was like, because I don't speak in front of people. And so I was like, oh my gosh. And like, I was like so comfortable, like not saying anything and like, you know, but if you're really, but I firmly believe, like, for one, like you can learn to do anything. Like, even if you feel like, oh, I'm not really good at this, you can learn to do it if you find the right opportunities or something's calling you. It'll come naturally. And just that all of us have like something that God has given us that really God wants to offer to everyone else. So there's something that you can do. It doesn't have to be in front of people. It could be behind the scenes. It could be leading something. There's something within you that's really a gift from God for others that is really precious. And so have confidence that there's some aspect that people will gain a lot from by you stepping up or agreeing to step up, as in some cases you get asked, and you'll gain a lot from that too. So that's my firm belief. But I also second everything Satomi said.
Yeah. I think a lot of times, like, you can, like, for me at least, I had like a lot of doubtful thoughts, like, oh, I'm not good enough, like, you start comparing yourself to all these people. But yeah, if it wasn't for my mom asking me to call Gabby, if like about like starting a service project, like she wouldn't have asked me if I wanted to like join the young adult committee. And like, and that wasn't even my reason for calling her. I wanted to call her to ask her if they continued like picking up trash on Saturday, because my mom asked me to call her. So like I don't know, I feel like maybe that can give some sort of inspiration of like, it doesn't hurt to ask.
Right.
And yeah, if you do have the willingness, then like, a door will open unknowingly, even if you yourself aren't prepared for it. Like maybe you unconsciously were preparing for it during your whole time.
Yeah, that's such a good point. There's I always used to feel like, oh, they don't need my help, and I can't do anything. We need your help. there's always something that we can have you do, or anyways, yeah, we always need help in youth ministry. More the better. Bigger team, the better. Just wanted to
okay, maybe we'll bring it to a close. I have some like rapid fire questions that you can answer like either in a sentence or a word. Yeah, so the first one is, what is a new habit you've been meaning to implement into your daily routine?
Ooh. Walking.
You.
Walking while listening to a podcast, because there's
Mm,
and yeah, because there's so many. There's this one. There's LA Young Adult started one too. Know Your Roots, and that's a good podcast as well. And then other places too across the country, not just in our
yeah.
faith community, just anywhere. So, walking and listening to a podcast. I also gained a lot of weight during this pandemic
Same.
year. So yes,
Yeah.
I started recently, and I hope I continue it.
Yeah. Surprisingly, it's hard to get in 10,000 steps. Like
Yeah,
it's
it's a
yeah.
lot of steps.
You
Sometimes
do
I
that
look
every
at
day?
sometimes I look at my health thing and I'm like, I've only
Uh-huh.
walked like 100 steps in like a day. I feel so ashamed.
Oh
Like,
my god.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I think 'cause I'm not used to being at home. I was always like working and always out. I never even thought about like the number of steps I took or like even like cutting down on my food, because like I just didn't have to. But then it's so bad. I gained so much weight and it's like wow. Like walking, like even not even just like exercising or like running. It's just the walking and like
Yeah.
being on your feet. I think that makes a
Yeah.
huge difference.
What about you, Jennifer?
I would like to do a little bit more hundoke. I think I don't do it. I think there's like, if you sometimes when you're like involved in ministry so much, you're doing all of these things, you're like, oh, I don't have time for like one more thing, but I do want to engage in some more hundoke. I think I would, I really want to have more give and take with true parents where it's since I've already started walking, I guess I can't say I want to implement that.
Mm,
Yeah, but
Amen.
yeah. Yes, I definitely do feel like notice the difference between like starting my day with morning devotion or some sort of hundoke compared to like when I don't do anything. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
What is one thing you're deeply grateful for?
that's hard. So many things.
Just one thing. You have to just choose one.
Morning
Or
devotion,
or you can make a
since we're
list.
on the topic.
Mm.
That's a
Uh,
cop out answer.
So that's
No, it's fine. It's fine. You can
it's
stick.
true though. Okay, I'm really grateful for Dr. Young, for his heart for the second generation.
Mm,
That's something I'm deeply, deeply grateful for, especially the older second gens,
mm,
um, who, may have, you know, gone through a lot of pain and a lot of hurts, kind of like distance themselves from the church. I hear that, Dr. Young like mentions that, multiple times in his guidances, and I'm just so grateful for that because I'm 26 and I have a lot of older brothers and sisters, even people I grew up with, who kind of lost hope and their faith and kind of had to distance themselves, right, because of different circumstances that happened to them. So it's just really nice to hear someone like Dr. Young being so um, positive, just like encouraging us and saying don't give up, and as long as you don't give up and you continue to offer your Jeonsung, there's going to be a way for them to return and to be connected again, and that just brings a lot of peace in my heart and just a lot of hope to hear his strong determination and declaration.
mm.
Um,
Mm.
so yeah, really really grateful for Dr. Young for that. Is
Beautiful.
that good, Jennifer?
I was just,
What about you, Jennifer?
Oh man. I mean, other than like the usual heavenly parents, true parents, that kind of thing. I am deeply grateful actually for Satomi. It's really hard to do what what we're doing all the time, but she's so like reliable, you know. I think it's been one of those like we have great leadership, but they're also very visionary, and it's just helpful to have someone who's also kind of practical, so we can like have some implemented things and like get things done, and also so I can sometimes let out some complaints, and then she's like helpfully listens while I work it all out. Yeah, so I'm really grateful to have her, and yeah, do this with her morning devotion and all the other things.
Julia, I changed mine.
No, you can't take it back. You have to stick with it.
It's too late now.
It's a given. She already knows. I express it to her all the time. She's the best. She really is the best.
Aww.
I love you, Jennifer.
Okay, last question. Anything we can look forward to in the future from your specific ministry?
Ooh, yeah, lots of things are always happening in the youth ministry. Ocean Challenge.
Yeah.
That's super exciting. Ooh. I know they're already full. But are they still looking for staff like photographers?
I actually think we chose our photographer today. Yeah.
Great.
But you can
then.
still support, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
You can still support.
Yeah.
Julia.
You can sponsor a sponsee by going on their website.
Yes.
Yeah, and help a brother sister out to.
I love that idea. Is that something you guys just started this year or?
Yeah, it was a new idea that Tasna thought of and implemented. Yeah.
I think so genius. I love it. Yeah. So yes, Ocean Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Kodiak is such a beautiful, beautiful island. Cosmo's always saying this. You know, whenever someone comes visit, like please bring more people. Before I step down from this role, my goal is to have a workshop there. I don't know, like all the youth.
Wow.
Bigger than, you know, because Ocean Challenge, I know it's going to be a limited number, but I want to just bring everyone there and enjoy True Parents history and the nature out there. So anyway, Ocean Challenge. I'm really excited about that.
Nice.
I thought she was gonna have more things.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I could go on and on, but no.
I don't really have a specific ministry, but there are things happening in the sub-region and around the world, I guess. There's a yeah. I mean, I don't. Yeah.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
No. I there's just like some stuff is like big, like, you know, True Mother's coming back to the United States at the end of May, early June. So we're gonna have a, you know, a blessing festival for her and like make our offering. So that kind of stuff is really exciting. And then we're, you know, each sub-region is being tasked with doing ACLC pastor summits to lead up to that. So sub-region 5 is from the 28th to the 30th of this month. So if you guys can keep that in your prayers and support that. Yeah, that's what we're working on. Big things, all for Mother.
Yeah, a lot of events are happening.
Yeah.
The blessing this Saturday.
Yes.
Congrats to all the couples. Ooh, excited to see my friends in the beautiful dresses.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, thank you guys so much for coming on. It was a lot of fun chit-chatting and catching up and like knowing more about what you guys are doing and how you guys got there and things like that. So
thank you, Julia.
Yeah, thank you. I'm grateful for Julia and the Bay Area team.
Yeah, I think this is such a great thing you guys are doing. So thank you so much.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna close the podcast. So thank you for listening wherever you guys are listening from, either YouTube or Spotify or other platforms. So this was Julia,
Satomi,
and Jennifer
tuning out.
Woo!
Yay.
Thank you, Naomi Sharf and Faith Wong, for creating our jingle. If you'd like, you can tune in to Morning Devotion with the links in our bio and hopefully be a guest on our podcast. Thanks for tuning in, and we hope to see you on our next episode of Tuning Fork.